What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Mizzy Show. I'm your hostess with the mostest. Now, before we begin, hit that subscribe and that like button for me. Now, boy, I got some news for you. An inmate at the Westchester prison, it's a Westchester County prison, whatever, the Chester County prison, my bad, in Westchester, Pennsylvania, has escaped, okay? He is a convicted murderer. So his name is Canelo Souza Cavalcante. Okay, he's from Brazil, right? I would say shout out because he speak that Portuguese, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What he got going on, killing chicks and all that. So apparently, this guy, he climbed onto the roof of a rec yard, right? So when they're in these certain types of like prisons that have like controlled rec yards or whatever. Apparently, he climbed onto a roof. Which he's like 5 feet tall, so I don't know how that's possible, but whatever the situation, he climbed onto this roof, whatever, shimmied his way up, however he got up, ran down all the way across the roof to like a whole nother unsecured area, hopped down, and then broke. Now, this is wild, okay? This is wild, especially being that this just happened in the same facility months prior, right? So they knew about the breach of security. Look, this is why these lawsuits are probably about to come if anything happens. Watch, just watch. So look, he climbs up, runs across the roof, hops down in a less secure area, breaks. He's in the middle of Pennsylvania, in the middle of the wilderness and stuff like that, and these green belts and stuff. Breaks down, gets out of there, right? He gets somewhere, right? Beats feet. This happened just months before. Another inmate had escaped just months before, right? So let something happen. Let something happen with this dude and anything. Trust and believe this is a big lawsuit, right? Anyway, state police and DA, of course, don't respond because, they don't want to be responsible. They want everyone else to be responsible, but they don't want to be responsible, right? Look, man, this is big. This is big. This ain't like this ain't no DUI. No, this is a murder. He has got convicted of murder, right? And don't even let me get started. Let me finish this. So look, Danilo was sentenced to life in prison for killing his girlfriend in front of her kids, okay? Her kids were, I believe, 7 and 4 years old. So he stabbed this girl to death. He stabbed this woman 38 times, right? Until she bled to death. Every single organ, vital organ that she had was hit with this knife 38 times. She's probably, I'm assuming, right? She's trying to, and then, you know what I'm saying? He hits her all over. Hey, fool, yeah, fool. You know what I'm saying? Books her 38 times, bleeds to death, probably internally, externally, all that, right? He ends up supposedly he ended up threatening the little girl with a knife, I guess. And then she ran and he picked up a rock and threw it at, like, this is a little 7-year-old girl. Yeah, it's getting wild. So, then he gets in a black car. He flees the scene, right? So hours later, this is his original case that he's in the penitentiary for life. Hours later, he ends up getting, like several hours, probably, who knows, 4, 6, whatever. He ends up getting nabbed in Virginia by authorities, right? So this was in Pennsylvania, right? So Pennsylvania to Virginia, that's like about halfway down the coast. So that's equivalent to, let's say probably Seattle to Southern Oregon, maybe something like that. It's a distance, right? So anyway, it had to be more than several. It probably had to be like half the day, because that's quite a drive. So anyway, he ends up getting nabbed down there from Pennsylvania to Virginia, and then of course he gets brought back and all that. So he gets convicted of the murder, right? He's given life without the possibility of parole to the extent of my knowledge, right? Now, this isn't it. He's also wanted for, by the way, Canelo Souza Cavalcante is his name. I think I said it before, but he's also wanted. He's a native of, he's not from America, right? He's a native of Brazil, right? So, this dude's only 5. Don't you know this man is 5 feet tall? I don't know how he even got to the roof. But anyway, he's a native of Brazil. He's also wanted, according to U.S. Marshals, he's also wanted for a 2017 homicide in Brazil, where he's from. So it makes sense why he probably is like, man, get up out of here. I'm going to America. You feel me? He got up out of there, right? And chances are Brazil, they kind of like third world, you know, they ain't really got the access to try to get him back and all that. So he's wanted in that, right? So he's 34 years old, and he was just sentenced last month for his charge, his crime, whatever. So authorities have a $10,000 bounty on his head, or reward for his arrest, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So tell Charleston White or whatever, he can get his 10 bands or whatever. So this murder was almost cartel style, bro. The fact that number one, it's a female, right? He didn't just shut up. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't just, hey, shut up, girl, grab. Nah, he booked her with a knife 38 times. So this ain't 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? None of that. 38 times. Think of that. Like, you got a big knife, right? You know what I'm saying? This is a box cutter, but that's how long it took. All over her whole frame, right? And it wasn't just like it was like in front of the children, in front of 2 children, 7 years old and 4 years old. You know, it's pretty heinous, man. Like, now, granted, I don't know the circumstances or whatever of, you know, this whole situation, but there was a prior situation documented. I ain't gonna lie, her family probably could somehow get some sort of money anyway, right? So, in 2020, I guess he was like whooping on her, beating her up, whatever, and he pulled a knife on her, talking about he's gonna kill her, right? So he already had made death threats to her. He had already basically displayed himself as homicidal, and then this happened. So he was caught on some footage, right? On like a wilderness camera. So like, you know how people have those hunting cameras on trees and stuff like that? I think that's what it was. So he was caught on some footage. I don't think it was a Ring camera, because it was out in the farms and looked like in the fields and the trees and all of, you know. Anyway, he was caught on some footage. He had obtained a backpack and had his shirt off, right? So let's just talk what's real, right? Let's talk what's real. Put yourself in this position, right? You have no bread. You're wanted. You're the only 5 foot tall man within probably 100 miles, right? You're probably the only Brazilian within another 200 miles, right? If you get caught, you're going back for sure, and you're going to the hole probably for 5 years, right? Not to mention you're never coming home, right? None of that, right? You'll never get out. Not to mention, they're likely to kill you if you make any sudden movements. Well, if you was in this position, what would you do? Well, I'm gonna smoke anything in my way. You feel me? I'm smoking anything in my way. That's it. Now, he probably don't have a burner, but I'm sure he can get something. They're gonna have to kill this dude. I feel like they're gonna have to kill this man. Maybe they won't, but I'm just saying, would you put yourself in that situation? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It don't matter. You're already doing life, so what's another body or two, right? So what are you gonna do? You're already a murderer. You're already a convicted murderer. What are you gonna do if someone tries to get in your way and stop you from getting up out of there to your freedom? Right? You about to another 38 times. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the girl or whatever, but I'm just saying, man. Like, this guy right here, they gonna have to. I feel like they gonna have to smoke him. You know what I'm saying? This is big, bro. This ain't no little, DUI. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This is big. You feel me? So, with that being the case, yeah, they gonna have to smoke him. I just think if I was in that situation, I'm smoking anything in my way. Nothing is getting in my way. So what's logical is that he's probably gonna. So last time, according to what they thought he was, when they caught him in Virginia, they thought he was gonna flee down to Mexico and then get to Brazil from there. But I don't know about that because he's wanted in Brazil for a homicide, a separate homicide. So probably what'll happen is he'll probably go to Mexico, and maybe you better just learn you some Espanol. You feel me? You better figure something out for you. I don't know. Maybe you go to. There is one country in Africa that speak Portuguese, so you'll fit right there. You just speak the language. Maybe you don't look like everybody, but you might pass for half, whatever. Yeah, Brazil, and there's one country in Africa, and then Portugal. You might do cool in Portugal, but Portugal ain't going for none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a highly progressive country. You understand me? They're not feeling that. They gonna give you up too. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to wait to see what happens. I don't know, but I feel like they might have to kill this fool. But honestly, he don't got no gun. Like all they got to do is just, you know what I'm saying, hit him with a tase or whatever. Shoot him with a flash. They could really, if they, as long as he don't have no weapons, they could get him close up. But chances are, I'm gonna make you kill me. I ain't giving up nothing. You feel me? What you got to lose? You know what I'm saying? So we'll wait to see what happens, man. Stay tuned, man. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe and that like. I hope y'all like y'all video I give you. Salute. I'm gone.